Today's video is going to be a really uncomfortable one. I actually can't even believe that I'm going to do a video on this because this might be one of the most uncomfortable videos that I've ever had to film. And it's embarrassing for me, but I feel like this is something that really needs to be talked about. So hi my beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you don't already know me, my name is Katie and this is my channel. For those of you who are returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family, joining the love. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, come on over, join this family, join the love, come be a part of my journey. I'm excited to have you here. So thank you for clicking on this video and supporting me on this journey, and let's get into it. So let's just take a minute here to collect ourselves. Like I mentioned in the intro, this video is going to be really awkward and uncomfortable for me, but I felt the need to do a video on this. It happened, it was a situation that occurred. It's occurred twice now, and I was driving home tonight and I thought, first of all, I haven't filmed a video like this before. Usually my channel is more focused on addiction recovery, life in recovery, and trying to bring some hope and inspiration to those of you out there in YouTube land. But tonight's video is a little bit different, and I was driving home and I was really beating myself up inside emotionally, and I was really having a hard time, and I was trying to figure out why is the universe presenting me with these situations, and why is the universe putting me in certain environments with people, and these things are being said, and feelings are coming up and this and that, and then I thought, this isn't anything new. And you'll understand what I'm talking about in a minute when I tell you this story. But this isn't anything new, and too often these things happen to people, and because we're so ashamed that they happen, we don't want to talk about them. And we bottle them up, and we're left to suffer. And we may tell one or two people about them, that they've happened, but for the most part, we want to just sweep them under the rug and forget that this has occurred. So, yesterday afternoon, I was at work, and we have a communal bulletin board and whiteboard where we write events, and I've been in charge of organizing yoga for my company for a while. It's been a couple months since we've had the yoga instructor in, so I was going to write that the yoga instructor is coming back on our whiteboard. I'm at the whiteboard, it's the end of the day, and I'm writing on the whiteboard, and a woman came out, an older woman came out from the back of my office and saw what I was writing and was really excited, and then made a comment about having a hard time bending over and participating in yoga. And I said, I can relate, I understand. And she said, I thought you were pregnant. And I said, no, but thank you. I was kind of taken aback for a moment because I know I've gained some weight. Okay, a little backstory here. When I was getting ready for my wedding, I went on such a strict crash diet that I lost so much weight. I was working out every day. It became an obsession. I went into verge of eating disorder mode. I was super unhealthy in my thinking. I was very much unwell in the things that I was doing to try and lose weight really quickly. Yes, I was clean. Yes, I was sober. But, I was restricting my food, restricting my caloric intake. I was obsessively working out. You know, I got really thin really quickly. Within like 6 months, I dropped a bunch of weight, and I've never been a heavy set person. My whole life. In fact, I was made fun of in school, and people accused me of having an eating disorder when really I just had a very high metabolism. So I've always been very thin. And because I was really thin, you know, people assumed that I guess that was just the way it was back then, assumed that you had an eating disorder. But I tried everything I could to gain weight, and I never could. And to be honest, I really didn't care. I was living my life and trying to enjoy it, you know, and it wasn't long after that that addiction crept in. But you know, like, so for my wedding, like before I started training for my wedding, I was average. I was average, you know, I was in my early 20s. I had started to fill out a bit, but I wanted to be like bikini model thin. I wanted to be smoking hot. It was my wedding day. So, get married. After my wedding, I get diagnosed with a really serious stomach condition that the illness was resisting medication. I was under a lot of stress at work. I was actually put on stress leave and sick leave, and I was dealing with a lot of stuff and got really, really sick in a very short amount of time, which led to more weight loss. I'm now back at optimal health, have been for a while. And I like to eat because I have an appetite. And so yes, I have put on some weight, and it's noticeable because the girl who had no bum has a bum, okay? And the girl who had no curves has some curves. And with that, because I like to eat, I have a bit of a belly. It's life. What are you gonna do? And I didn't think it was a problem. I mean, if I thought it was a problem, I know how to get rid of it. I know what I need to do, and I know how to exercise. I know how to work out. I know how to diet properly now. But to be honest, I've got other things going on in my life. I eat a well-balanced diet. I exercise when I walk my dogs, but the rest of the time, like, I'm busy with work, and like Jason and I are working on our own stuff, like, you know. So when this person made that comment, like I said, I was taken aback. I was like, is this really a thing that like people say to each other? First of all, this is the thing that people say to each other, but why is this okay for women to say this to other women? You know what I mean? Like, it's not okay. And within minutes of me walking away from this bulletin board, I was in the washroom, and I came out of the washroom stall, and another woman said, "Please don't take this the wrong way. A few people think you're pregnant." And I was like, oh my God. Within minutes of each other, two women much older than me who knew better made these comments. What if I was trying to get pregnant and was having serious problems? You know? Or what if I was one of those people who just, you know, couldn't have kids or didn't want to have kids? Like, how is this okay? Why is this what the world does to each other? Why is this what society is doing to each other? And this wasn't the first time. I ran into an old coworker who I used to work with when I was really sick and also training for my wedding, and I was tiny. I ran into her, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Oh my God, you're so fat. Are you pregnant?" Now, I understand cultural differences. I understand that people come from different backgrounds. I understand that in some cultures it's okay to make these comments. But where I live in Canada, and in this day and age, it is not okay. People should not be commenting on other people's bodies and physical appearances. And I think this threw me so much because I try really hard not to make that something I focus on when I'm with people. Who cares what your outside appearance is like? I care about what's on the inside. I care about your soul. And like, you can be beautiful, but a horrible person. And that's where I make my judgment of whether or not I want somebody in my life. So right now, I'm a little bit frustrated and I'm a little bit irritated, and I know I'm not the first person who's gone through this. So if you can relate to body shaming or having assumptions made about you because of your body, because of your size, because of, you know, a certain way that you're dressing, or the fact that you might have gained a couple extra pounds, like who cares that you've gained weight or lost weight? Like, who cares? But if you can relate, leave me a black heart down below, because I'm beside myself. Like, I knew these things happen. I'm not naive, but like to actually have it happen to me, it's like puts me in a completely different place and gives me a completely different perspective. It's not okay to make comments about other people's bodies. You don't know what people are going through. And when we don't know what other people are going through, we shouldn't be making assumptions, and we certainly shouldn't be saying things that might not be true. It's nobody's place. It's nobody's place. And I felt really sad. I felt embarrassed and I felt sad, and I wanted to hide. And then I realized I'm comfortable with my body. Aside from the fact that on days where like I'm not practicing spiritual well-being, and I don't like the fact that I can't fit into my tiny jeans from before, or, you know, I don't like how I look in a bra and my panties, like those are days when I'm not doing well spiritually and I need to do something to get back on the beam, okay? But for the most part, like I'm okay with having a little bit of extra weight right now. And when I look in the mirror, I'm okay with myself. And my husband thinks I'm beautiful. And that's all that matters. You know, and it's not about what's on the outside. It's that I know I have a kind heart on the inside. I know that I have a good soul. I know that I would go out of my way for anybody if people needed help. And I know that I would never, ever ask somebody who's put on a little bit of weight if they were pregnant. Because it's none of my business. Like I said, what if I was trying to get pregnant and couldn't? Just let that soak in your mind for a minute. I hate that society is like this. And we need to change it. It's our generation. We need to stop basing everything on people's appearances and start basing it on what's inside. You know? So, I needed to share because yesterday was a hard day and it felt like the hits just kept on coming. And, you know, I have a girlfriend who always teases us, and that's just who she is. She makes a lot of jokes, and my husband is a very pretty man, for lack of a better term. He's very well groomed. He's pretty, and she always teases us that he's the pretty one in the relationship and I'm the brains. And I mean, yeah, it's true. I love my husband. I love you, honey, but you're pretty, and it's a good thing you're pretty. And yesterday, after going through what I went through and spending time with her, and, you know, her making that comment, like, it just shot me through the roof. But normally that stuff wouldn't bug me, but because I was so thrown and felt like my self-esteem had been stepped on, you know, and I was questioning my self-worth and everything else, like that really threw me. And like I said, it normally wouldn't, you know. And then today I had other stuff going on, and family was involved, and I have these family members who can be very critical and very judgmental, and it's very, very hard for me to be around because I try really hard not to be that way. And I had to pull myself aside and, you know, get real close to my creator and like my support group, because one little thing that can affect a part of my self-worth or my self-esteem that I allow to eat at me and I give the power to start eating away at me can snowball into this really big thing, right? And like all these little things just piling up and eating at me. And so I figured when I was driving home tonight, you know what, instead of just sitting in this and only letting a few people know, I'm gonna get honest and I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna shine some light on it, because that's what we do here on my channel. If I've got an issue or if I see something that isn't right that we need to change in the world and in society and as individuals that we shouldn't be ashamed of, that we need to speak up about, I'm going to shine some light on it over here on my channel. I'm going to keep it real 100%. And yes, this was an uncomfortable video because nobody wants to get on camera and sit and be like, I've gained some weight. People are asking me if I'm pregnant. But you know what? This is how I walk through stuff today. And I know I'm not the only one. Like I said before, make sure if you can relate to what I'm talking about, if you've ever been in this situation, if you've ever unfortunately been put into situations similar to what I have experienced over the last little while, leave me a black heart down below in the comments. You're not alone. 100% you're not alone. I need to know I'm not alone. So I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, for always being there for me, for giving me love, for trusting me and walking with me on this journey. And I can't thank you guys enough for being there for me, because today I need you like real bad. I always need you guys, but today I really need you. So thank you so much. And if you haven't already, go ahead, click that subscribe button, come on over, join the family, join the love. I'm so grateful to have you on my journey, and I really hope you guys all have a great week. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care, guys.